All throughout Black America, there's always been this argument as far as voting and not voting. Some of our people believe that we should be really basically doing for self and producing our own. And voting is not really something that's so much important as opposed to us getting our communities together and building what we got. Then another half of our people believe that our ancestors bled and died for our right to vote. Voting is something that we should be doing. It's disrespectful and not voting. It's disrespectful to our ancestors, everything that our ancestors been through. To not vote is to be disrespectful and not honoring them. So these are arguments that's been going on for some time. Booker T. Washington himself was a person that wasn't really big on the vote. He preached that we need to do for self and do everything that's essential to our growth and development need to come from us. We get our respect off of our production, not just the vote. So, but President Joe Biden had his promise to Black America, and a lot of people are very disgruntled with that. And there's been people taking the podcast talking about the Democratic Party and Joe Biden. And one of them is Tariq Nasheed. And Tariq Nasheed basically spoke on Joe Biden and his promise to America. And he said this.
Listen. A lot of stuff going on. So your boy Biden, listen, they're out here campaigning very heavy. They're out here doing the same old 4-year hustle where they go out here and start doing this janky pandering to Black people to get us to vote without actually giving us anything. These people know that we want tangibles. We're letting them know we're not getting in that voting booth till we get some tangibles, ladies and gentlemen. We want tangibles, and they're playing games with our damn tangibles. They want to act funny style. Yeah? They want to act real funny style with our paper. So we got to send a message to the Democrats, ladies and gentlemen. Now, my thing is not jumping over to the Republicans, but if some of you want to do that, knock yourself out. But my thing is I'll choose the couch. I'm willing. We got to let the Democrats know. We got to send a message to them. This is why they're trying to flood the zone. They're trying to let these immigrants come over, flood the zone, and use them as a new constituency. And we have to let them know that.
Now in this next clip, you're going to see Joe Biden, when he's being pressed, dodge the question about tangibles for the Black community. And you're going to see Tariq Nasheed, as he's observing this video, break this down and show you just the hypocrisy of this president and a lot of the hypocrisy that goes on within the Democratic Party and how they constantly break their promise to us. And whenever there's something, the tangibles that's supposed to be for us, it ends up going to all peoples of color. Check this out.
I wish you had interviewed some of the Black business people here, the Black leaders that are here. And they told me about how they're moving. They have loans. They have direct payments that are being...
Man, if you don't stop lying, man, hold on. Let me get on camera. Hold on. Man, if you don't stop lying with these loans, let me tell you something, man. We got the Black History Museum. We got the Hidden History Museum here in L.A. Federal government has all types of money earmarked for museums and educational institutions and historic institutions. They have money earmarked for that stuff. We can't get a dime because every time we try to go get a grant or any type of resource for our Black History Museum, we got to go through Hispanics, Native Americans, white LGBT. We got to go through a whole bunch of people who skim all the money. We don't get anything. Don't let him sit here and lie like this, man. This is a damn lie. I'm telling you from experience, this is a damn lie. All these loans and stuff, man, we don't get nothing, man. We don't get a damn thing, man. Not from them. The loans go to all of these other groups. Don't let them run that game. I'm telling you from experience, man. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. Boy, ain't nobody going for these lies no more.
Being made by the government to keep them going. Look, there's not a single thing they can't do given a shot. Just given a shot. It's not only Black, but Hispanic and Asian Americans.
Oh, Lord. See? It didn't take long, did it? Man, it didn't take long for him to pivot to Native Americans and Hispanics. I haven't even seen this interview. And boy, it did not take long. The minute they mentioned black people, boy, they got a crowbar everything in there with us. They don't do this when they're talking to all these other groups. When they're talking to other groups, they don't put us in the conversation at all. Boy, he immediately pivoted. That's why I'm choosing the damn couch. You are a fool to vote for damn Biden.
So there you have it. Joe Biden, again, dancing and moonwalking all around questions Kamala Harris, nowhere to be found. And this is Tariq's stance and a lot of black people's stance that these people are historical liars, and voting is not going to get us anywhere. We have to put our tangibles, put our stuff together and fight for power. We have to start working together. But then you have people like Roland Martin and the other side, and they believe in voting, and they give specific reasons as to why you should vote. So you have one side, and then you have the other side. And Roland Martin and people that think like Roland Martin are saying this. Check this out.
I'm not going to mince any words right here. For all of you trifling punk-ass people who sit out there and you make comments on message boards and you post on social media and you say stuff in barbershops and beauty salons and you say that Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson was performative politics by President Joe Biden. When you say that voting doesn't matter, here's perfect proof where a single federal judge can issue a ruling that impacts the entire country. I have said numerous times why voting matters, because guess what? Whoever is the president gets to pick federal judges. Whoever's in the United States Senate, the Senate who controls it, they get to confirm federal judges. And these people are there for life. And so for all y'all people who love to sit here and talk about who's the Democratic shield and this, that, and the other, do understand that these federal judges can impact your black ass every single day. There are people who literally are sitting in prison because some conservative federal judge will not look at the evidence that could free them from jail. There are people who have been sent to prison and they have been freed because of federal judges. Federal judges, the power that they have is enormous. If you need any further evidence that one federal judge in Amarillo, Texas can issue a ruling that impacts the entire country, but you still have these simple Simons out here who say voting is a waste of my time. I don't see anything changing. Well, guess what? The folks who oppose you, they are voting. They're voting in Tennessee, they're voting in Mississippi, they're voting in Florida, they're voting in Texas, and if you think for a second that they don't understand the power, well, then you absolutely are clueless.
Then you have other clips like this where you even have rappers chiming in that's saying that you should vote. Check this out. He's actually one of my favorite rappers. Here you go. Check this out.
The reason why you should vote is so you can control your destiny. Power won't invest in poor people unless poor people invest in power. This is a number-based system. This is a numbers-based country. Your one vote counts.
So now I understand both sides of the argument. I understand. I remember the South, and it was a period of time when we wasn't allowed to look whites in the face, and we had to keep our heads down, and we died. We were fighting on poles. I remember Medgar Evers down in Mississippi fighting for the right to vote and dying for that. Octavius Valentine Cato in the 1800s here in Philadelphia dying for the right to vote. Many of our people, because we looked at the right to vote as a position of power. We understood that, but then you had the people that was on the other side, like the Martin Delaney's and them. They understood that voting or sitting around waiting for these people to give you any type of rights, you're not going to get it. You're going to have to either leave here or start doing for stuff and doing things on your own. So you always had this break off. The boys that believe that working through the government and forcing them to give us rights. Garvey said the African for the African. So we've always had the different arguments as to which way we should go. So then so now you have historically Democrats just voting Democrat because This is where they go, right? This is the way to go since the 60s, right? Vote Democrat. Ever since they signed that bill in the 60s, vote Democrat. After Barry Goldwater and all the situations that went on in the 60s, right? Vote Democrat. Where when you see black Republicans, a lot of times they rub black people the wrong way because a lot of times they're used as tools to actually talk down on the black community and basically saying the black community, you're not civilized unless you come over here. This is the right way to go. The Republican way is the way. Where we already know that it was one period of time when our people were Republican, but that party was so racist, we had to form the Black Republican Party. So we have to understand our history. But this is what it looks like a lot of times when you have black conservatives speaking to the black community on behalf of the Republican Party. It looks like this. Check this out.
Tommy Sotomayor is a radio show host. Tommy, you are my envoy to Black America. Johnny's my correspondent. You're my envoy. Will the Chicken Summit be effective?
No, because let me tell you something, Jesse. He forgot to bring watermelon and grape drink. Now, if he had brought watermelon and grape drink, that would have completed the trifecta. But he felt like we only like chicken, and we need these things in conjunction with each other. And I'm just sad that he decided to carry it a little farther and say, let me get a hamburger so I can let you know I'm different than you. I don't know if you heard that part. He decided to have a hamburger. He didn't want none of that Negro food.
He did not want the chicken, that's for sure.
Now, should you vote or not vote? I often say we should vote in our local elections. But one thing that you never really see Asians and Jews and other groups arguing about going to the polls because they have power. They have economic power. They have cultural integrity amongst their people. The real power is to have cultural integrity. Cultural integrity amongst your people will give you economic power. And your culture, your spirituality, your economics is all supposed to be married and enjoying together. The problem with us is we don't know who we are and we don't have an identity. So you have a group of people who don't have an identity. Because what is the identity of black Americans without N-word culture and white folks? What is our identity? So now when you take a group of people who doesn't have the proper identity and you send them out there to the world to do things, they broke off into different splinter groups and they don't know who they are. And everybody benefits from our dysfunction. So voting only benefits us when we have a specific agenda and we know who we are as a people. And when we have a specific agenda, that'll stop us going outside of ourselves to get everything that we need for our growth and development. We go outside of ourselves, and because of that, we don't see the relevance in ourselves. So voting at this point hasn't given us any power. Voting was power for our great-grandparents and grandparents of yesterday. So Roland Martin is talking about Ketanji Brown being in position, but I understand his argument, but a lot of Ketanji Brown's position does not benefit or suit the black community. It doesn't go along with our thought process. It doesn't go along with what's beneficial to us, starting with who she's married to, starting with her politics. A lot of it is not in agreement with the actual positions of the black community. So this is the thing, man. You know, a lot of these people are just straight up Republican or straight up Democrat. And then you have most black people in the middle. Who are we as black people? What is our agenda? We go over to whatever group is willing to meet our agenda. But first, what is the agenda? When are we going to become a we? Because right now, we're not a we. We're broke off into different splinter groups. And all the other groups is sitting watching us. And they're benefiting from our dysfunction. You're not going to take that? Okay, I'll take it. You're not going to use this? Okay, I'll use this. This is what all the other groups do to us. So now just remember, we've been voting and voting and voting, right? And look at what's happening right now with all the migrants coming in. And a lot of our communities in Chicago, Philadelphia, New York City is screaming bloody murder, and it's going on deaf ears because you have no power. You have no economic power. You have no political power. You have no power to stop it. You have no power to stop gentrification. None. You have a 15th degree black belt in Jesus and Muhammad, but you have no knowledge on how to stop gentrification or the migrant crisis, or to even understand what your vote should be. And this is the problem that we're experiencing here in America as so-called FBA or black Americans. What is our identity? What is the approach? And it's been going on this way ever since the Boise and Garvey, ever since Martin Delaney. It's been this way. As to which approach should we take? Frederick Douglass and Martin Delaney. Look them up. Look at the arguments between Frederick Douglass and Martin Delaney. Boise Garvey. It's been the same arguments, man. The same arguments. Booker T and Du Bois as to which way we should go. Henry Howard Garnett and Henry McNeil Turner. Different arguments as to which ways we should go. And to this day, we still haven't figured it out. What is our identity? So until we have an identity for today going forward, my position is, what power is the vote going to be for us? Look around. Just look around. You're being gentrified out your communities. You're being overrun by migrants. What have you done with your vote? I'm going to cut it short right there. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Hit that like button. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.